Hey guys, welcome back. So, at the time of this recording, I've had my Vive for about 5 days, 4 or 5 days, I can't remember exactly. Played it, had a lot of fun with it, set it all up, worked amazing. And then over time I started noticing some scratches on the lenses. And after looking at it, trying to figure out what was going on, I put 2 and 2 together, and it was my frames causing scratches on the lenses. Now the Vive has a feature where you can pull the headset out. Here, I'll show it to you. You saw the unboxing I did earlier. You can actually pull out this little snap and then rotate it, and the head will actually come out farther and farther and farther. And what that'll do is it'll allow, I'm going to snap it back in, that will allow for someone with glasses to have a little bit more space in there, which is good. But the downside is when you do that, it looks like you're looking through a tube, and then you see your VR world. So for the best experience, you want to put it up in as close as possible. So not realizing I was putting it in up as close as possible, and my glasses, the frames, were actually putting scratches in the lenses, those lenses in there, right? As I was playing and doing activities and things like that. So started looking online, and apparently this is a big thing. It's happening a lot. Look in the manual. Here. There's the manual. Come, you can come. If you wear large prescription glasses or have long eyelashes, you may need to increase the lens distance further away from your face, which is what I've just shown you. Only increase this distance as necessary, as the closer the lenses are to your eyes, the better your field of view will be while wearing the headset. So the manual freaking tells you to make the space, and then you can put it in as close as you need to make it look better, which is exactly what I did. Went to, I bought it at the Microsoft store. I walked in there and I go, again, even though I already owned it, so can I use my glasses with this? And they're like, yeah, absolutely, yeah. And I'm like, so you don't tell your customers that it could accidentally damage the lenses? And they're like, so after some time we talked and they switched it out for me. So what you're looking at here is a brand new Vive. I gotta hand it to Microsoft. They did right. So thank you. It was really nice of them to just like go, okay, no problem. You know, we talked, I showed them what was in the manual, this and that. But apparently online people are saying that HTC Vive isn't being so nice or generous. They're going, no, sorry, if you scratch it, it's your problem. And I think it's like $200 US to replace those lenses. And they're plastic, they're not glass, and they don't even have a scratch-proof coating for that matter. So right now the Vive is a no glasses zone. If you're thinking of getting one, do not wear glasses. I don't care how careful you are. I am freaking, I'm like anal with my shit. And it happened to me. So if you're gonna get it, think of some sort of alternative. The contacts is what I'm looking at now, because without these I can't see far away, which defeats the purpose of this. So yeah, so you want to really be super careful, because they are very easy to scratch. If you have a friend come over and they're like, yeah, I want to try it, if they have glasses, ban them from that shit. Do not let them try it unless they put a deposit of like $800 US. So I'm going to set up again, which is good because it'll give me a chance to show you how I'm setting it up, and then bring you guys back when I have it working. Of course, I'm going to be testing it out, but without my glasses, so things will be a bit blurry, but either way, I just want to get it working. And that's it for now. So I'll bring you guys back when I start putting it together. I'm going to be putting the lighthouses up and passing the cables and hooking it up to the computer. Okay, so we're about to start putting the lighthouses up. And I just wanted to show you guys what comes in the box. The lighthouses are the boxes that are responsible for basically flooding the room with, I think it's infrared laser light that gets picked up by the sensors on the actual monitor. On the actual headsets. So those little divots and those sensors will pick up that information, relay it to the computer to give accurate position. These are the lighthouses themselves. They're not that heavy, and they have standard, I'll show you, they have a power, then they have a button to sync them up, and I'll explain that later. They have a sync cable slot, which is what this is. This is a sync cable. You don't need to use the sync cable. They work without it. I had this working for about a day without it, but what I was finding was that the ground wasn't in the quite right place when you were playing in your virtual world. So once I threw the sync cable on, that solved that. So I would recommend definitely using it. And trust me, they're good. This is long enough to reach it over like a diagonal of 16 feet. Then you have a USB key. This USB key, or sorry, not USB key, USB port is strictly for doing updates, any firmware updates that come out for the base stations. They are the same. They have 2 screw-in standard size that go like tripods. In order, if you want to make a mobile system, you can just screw in here or in here and adjust it in the area where you want to put it. And you could make it portable by using tripods, so you can go to your buddies and bring them over and things like that. Your buddies without glasses, incidentally. And these are the mounting brackets that they provide. They do provide screws to mount it directly into a wall. I'm not going to use that. The system I had was kind of a cheat. I was using Velcro. A lot of times a lot of people are saying make sure they're mounted firmly. Yes, absolutely, because if they're vibrating or move, if you bump into them, your virtual world will shake. The system I had I was using it for like 4 or 5 days and it was solid, so I'll show you that once I have it ready. And we're going to be putting them up here. Look, I'll show you real quick, in opposite places of the room. One's going to be there, and you can see the paint peeled off when I took the Velcro off from the last one. And then the other one's going to be right here on top of the bookshelf. So I'm going to start putting together the actual bracing mechanism that holds it up with the Velcro, and then start putting them up and show you that. So what I'm doing is I'm using Velcro tape. It's got a really strong 3M, I think it's 3M adhesive on the back, and I take a strip of the soft and then hard bristle part, about yay long, cut it off. Then I'm going to do a second one exactly the same, so it's about that long. Could have been maybe a bit longer, but that's okay, it'll still hold. And this is for the one on the bookshelf that I'm setting up, and I'm doing it this way because then I'm not needing to screw holes into things or drill holes into walls. Paint is paint, you can always paint over it again. And as long as you have a long enough, your watch is just making a lot of noise there, huh? It's okay, I got mine too. As long as I have a long enough surface area to adhere and hold this in place, it'll offset the weight of this. Even if it's hanging off a wall, you just need a big enough surface area to hold the weight. So the way we do this, let's put this aside, and that was a mistake, there we go, okay, is I'll line these up. I'm literally using the sticky factor and the Velcro to hold this in place. I got a feeling I didn't make it long enough. No, that was long enough. And then what I do here, it'll come closer so you can show, is I literally sandwich that in like so. Now you might look at it and go, well, that's not going to hold. You're right, it's not. So I'll show you what I do to make it hold. Tie straps will hold it in place, and that's all you need. So basically what's holding these up in my basement is tie straps and Velcro. And trust me, it does the trick. So what I'm going to do is poke a hole through here where the hole lines up through the actual, where you would normally put the screws, like that. There we go. Then a corresponding hole on the back side, I believe. Just got to get it in the right place. There we go. Enough so that I can actually get this through, and then also through the top part. Come on, did I make enough big? Nope, not big enough. Like that. Come on. Nope, came through the other way. And there we go. So once I got the tie strap through, I can feed it through itself to tighten it up. Come on. And literally just pull it tight. And that's it. That holds the Velcro onto the actual mount. I know this is totally going against what they say, but it worked, and it works very well, and it doesn't need any holes in your wall. And that's what I'm trying to prevent. I'm trying to prevent holes in the wall. So once I got that tie strap holding it in place, chop off any excess. That's good. That's garbage. And then I do the exact same thing for the other side. And then what I do is I leave this sticky part on it. I don't need that to be sticky. Like, I leave the cover, so I don't need this top part to be sticky, but I peel this one off and then literally stick it down on the wall or on the top of the shelf like that, and that holds it. Then you can use this part to loosen it and adjust the angle where you want the lighthouse. And once I start putting them up, I will show you exactly what the angles should be and how it should work. So let me get this other side done. I will set up the second one as well, and then I'll bring you back when I'm putting them on the wall and putting them on the bookshelf. Okay, so I've got my setup to hold it in place. As you can see, it's sticky adhesive, and I can kind of angle these the way I want. Here I have the lighthouse, and I know you're not going to get a good view of this, but that's okay. So the first thing I'm going to do is lay this down with the adhesive side down on the top of the bookcase. Not that this is the way you're going to do it, but hey, it works for me. Might help somebody out there. So essentially I'm going to place it down right about there. And then with it in the position I want, I literally iron it down so that it holds. Now on this side, because the lighthouse's weight is kind of sitting right above the bookshelf, it's not going to be, it doesn't even need to be as long as I did for this Velcro strip. But the longer the better. The more surface area you have sticking to the surface of the bookshelf, the better it's going to act as an anchor to hold the weight of the lighthouse. And the reason I did do it is because the lighthouse, when you put it here, okay, so let's do this actually. There's a little wing nut that you use to secure the lighthouse to the rod, but the rod has kind of like a ball joint, and that you can tighten and angle at any position you want. When you put the lighthouse on, so let's do that now, you basically screw it in, right? Whoa, easy. Like so. Takes a few seconds to catch. Now it's caught. So now I can screw the lighthouse in, but the manual says not to screw it in tight all the way. So what I'm doing is I'm going all the way and then backtracking a little bit. Let me go back. There we go. That's the max. Backtrack a tiny little bit, and then you bring the wing nut up to meet the lighthouse and you tighten it. That keeps the lighthouse fixed in position on the rod, and then the actual lighthouse has to be angled facing down between 35 and 45 degrees, they said, towards your play area. So that's what I'm doing here. It's just totally by eye, and then now I tighten the actual thing that holds the ball joint in place, and I kind of judge it. I'm not really calculating or anything, and I'm tightening it by hand so that it's pointing in that direction. I just loosened the wing nut. There we go. And that should basically be it. Okay, that moved. And I don't want that. It's a little tricky because sometimes when you try and adjust it, the wing nut becomes loose. So, yeah, there, it became loose again. Okay, that should be good right there. So you can always come back up and adjust it if you find that things aren't working quite right. But now that it's in place, that's pretty much fixed, and no amount of vibration is going to affect it unless I actually bump into the actual bookshelf. Now I got to run the wire for power. Each of the lighthouses need power. I have a little extension cord down on the ground there where I'm going to plug it in. then the sync cable, and that's going to run from this lighthouse all the way to the other lighthouse on the other side of the room. So we're going to go over there and set that one up. So here is the other one, and as you can see, it's adhesive, nice and sticky. We're going to put this one right here where the old one was that peeled off the paint. Looks like the paint wasn't, the wall wasn't primed first, but who cares? Basement, nobody's down here, nobody really cares or what it looks like. These are a bit longer because now I'm hanging right off the wall, so gravity's pulling down. The bigger surface area I have here, the better it's going to hold the weight of the actual lighthouse. And it works. I was like, let me give it a shot, and popped it on, and it stayed up there for like 4 days solid, no problems, no issues whatsoever. So I wanted to kind of point down in this direction, this way here. So I'm going to put this over here. Now, the thing is it's a guesstimate in terms of height. These guys are supposed to be off the floor by about 6.5 feet. I'm about 3 inches short here. In fact, this ceiling is a little bit short to the point where when I'm playing, I can actually hit it with the controller if I'm not careful. But I can't raise the ceiling, so oh well. It works pretty good. So we're going to go right about, I'm just eyeballing it. We're going to go right about there and start putting it down to hold the weight, and then this side here, hold it down. Do that and that, and that will pretty much hold the weight of the lighthouse. And it doesn't really matter how it is because the weight's going to pull it down a little bit. So let's do this. Let's get the lighthouse on there, and this time I'm using still the side one, but it's going to be on an angle, and then I'll use the arm or the rod to adjust it and then angle it down. So let's try and put this guy on a bit. So that's the lighthouse screwed in all the way. Unscrew it maybe 1/4 turn, actually that should be good enough, and then use the wing nut to go right up to it to fasten it in place. I know you can't see it, but that's okay. So now the lighthouse is secured to the rod. Now I can actually start using this to angle it down to my play area, which is what I need. Now both lighthouses need to see each other. I think that's about good right there. Tight. And that's it. That's all that it takes. Lighthouse is in place. So now I'm going to hook up power and then bring you back and show you how they synchronize, okay? Be right back. Okay, come on over here, guys. So you can see I have power hooked up to it. Now on your lens, because the camera does see infrared, you should see what look like little purple grapes sitting there. On my end it looks a little bit like little red lights. That's because the camera picks up infrared. For me, or humans don't really see infrared that well, or for that matter at all. So green light's there. Green light means good. It means it sees the other lighthouse. And I don't know if you can see this. I don't know if you can come in close. It says B in there, but it's lying on its back because I have it mounted to the wall sideways. So that letter B is the, I believe, channel it's on. If you come to the other one, come over here. The other one's green light as well, which means they can see each other. And if you look in there, it says C. I didn't have to do anything to get them to work, but the manual basically states you want to have B and C, or A and B, basically two different letters. There is a button on the back that you can hit to reset that if they come up using the same letter. And we're done. The lighthouses are set up. My play area is here. Both lighthouses have a good view and they can see each other. So everything should work perfectly once we're all hooked up. I'm gonna hook everything up to the computer and bring you guys back when that's done. Almost forgot. So there's still, I did mention I'm going to hook it up to the computer, but this is important. I want to show you this. There is, oh yeah, this is the spare foam for the face, for the goggles or for the headset. I don't use this one. The one that's on the headset by default is the wide one for wide faces. But this is the breakout box, and it's got its own power source. So this is the charger for it. Come on. bags are nice. They feel like velvety soft. And here I am just ripping away at them. So there's the charger. That guy I'm going to keep right over here, plugged in. And that power goes to the breakout box. And then here we have, oh yeah, this is the cloth that they provide to clean the lenses on the actual head-mounted display. And use it. It works very well. It is a fine cloth, kind of like the same ones you get when you get eyeglasses from an optometrist. All right, so it's a very good cloth. I'm going to put that over here. I bought a few extras of those actually. This guy is a USB, HDMI to HDMI. This goes to your graphics card, then to the breakout box. And there should be USB as well. Or is there? Yeah, so USB to USB. So basically, if you look close here, come on in. There are two spots. I don't know if you can see this. It says PC right there, and then on the other side it says VR. So the orange side goes to the headset, the other side goes to your computer. And this breakout box basically transfers pretty much all the signals and everything, the power that's needed for the headset, the USB as well as the HDMI, right to your headset, from the computer to your headset, and from the headset to your computer, both ways. So I will put that in place. Oh, they do include, let's see if they have it in here. I think a pair of earbuds, which I'm not going to use. I have my own wireless headphones, and they should include, where is it? Oh, there it is. This little foam sticky pad, which goes on the bottom of the breakout box, so when you stick it down, it doesn't move anywhere, which you don't want it to, simply because as you're pulling the headset around with the cable tethered to it, you could potentially pull the headset off the table. This secures it in place, which is excellent. They thought of everything, and that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to hook that up, and when it's done, I'll bring you guys back. Everything is hooked up. So come on over here. I want to show this. I know, you can make all the fun you want in the comments about this, but I got a little, one of those little cat beds. That little cat bed is nice and soft and velvety, and it's my spot where I put everything that's VR, the headset, the controllers, the actual earphones, still hooked up to the computer, charging, and ready to go at any time. So this is my setup here for VR. It's pretty sweet. The breakout box I talked about earlier is right there, and these cables on the back go to the back of the machine, plus power, and then this is basically the long cable coiled up that goes to the headset, and I can play in my play space. The next part is setting up the room scale, and that's done on the computer in the software through the Steam software that you download. You basically go to their website and download it. I'll see if I can leave the link for that website where you can download the software in the description, and I'm going to take you to that and show you. So what we'll do, I already have the software on my computer because, as you know, I had to switch it out. This is the new system, and so I'm hoping that I don't have to uninstall and then reinstall it all over again. I'm hoping I just run a room scale calibration and it work. So we're going to do that next. Here, come on over here. I'll show you. No, on this side for now. I'm going to move the chair out of the way. So I have a spot for the chair, which basically puts it outside my play area. And if you can come close to see what's happening over my shoulder, what we'll do is we'll go into Steam. We'll go into Store for now, it's fine. And there's a VR button right at the top here. When you click this VR button, and this is obviously after all the software has been installed, when you click that VR button, it'll activate the VR software, and the headset will turn on, and you have to turn on the controllers manually, however, and the software that pops up starts searching for the lighthouses, the headset, as well as the controllers. So before we click on that, and this is where I'm hoping it really just links up like as if nothing ever happened, you want to grab the headset, place it on the ground. This is for setting up, oh, I forgot to take off the little cover for the camera. Place it on the ground. you want to grab the controllers, and I have them charging at the moment, so I will unplug them and then grab the controllers. And there are different schools of thought on how to do this, but you got to turn them on for the lighthouses to see them. Some people say put them down as they are. The actual image you're going to see on screen will show the same thing. But I was reading online and somebody says put them trigger side up, and I tried that and it seems to work a little better. So that's what I'm going to do. So coming over here a little closer, I'm going to power these up. There we go. So it can tell us the first time. Let's try putting it like that. So coming over this way. See if I can start. Can I? Hang on a second. Okay, there we go. Give me 1 sec. Do that again. Okay. So now I'm going to hit the VR software. I'm recording what's on screen. Now that I hit the VR software, what we should see is, here we go. So base station ready, a little thing pops up, says this base station is powered and tracking. Channel B is good, not ready steam room. So yeah, so it says please run room setup to begin using Steam VR. Perfect, that's good, that's what we wanted. But I did hear the controllers power off, so I'm gonna repower them on, and you can tell they are off because the lights are off. And you can tell if you swing over here on the little graphic, I don't know how close you can get in, it shows that the headset's seen, the lighthouses are seen, but the two controllers are not. So I'm going to power them up. So watch this. So now they're turning on. Green lights. If we go back over that way, you can see that they're all seen now, which is good. Obviously, we're going to have to run the room setup, and that's because it's a new system, but I'm very happy that the software saw it. So we're going to go here and choose Run Room Setup and continue. Oh, there was an error. Maybe it's already running? It is already running, that's why. So it automatically knew, and it automatically threw it up, but I didn't realize because the window was hiding behind Steam. So here we're going to do the room scale setup. You can also set up your Vive to play standing only or sitting only, which means you don't need to move around in a space if you don't have a space dedicated to it. But obviously we have a nice little space here, so we're going to go a room scale setup. And here it takes you through some steps. It says go ahead and clear out some area. Yeah, see, move the couch and so on and so on. I'm going to hit next. Then it says it wants to see the controllers, and it basically has connected and seen them. And you'll notice that he's placing them in position. We're going to go next. Now it asks me to grab the controller, point to the screen, and pull and hold the trigger. Basically it says stand in the middle of the floor and do blah 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 blah, and it says later on that it uses that for calibrating the floor. So let's do that. So I'm going to grab one. Stand in my center of my play area, point at the computer, and press. And then once I do that, it basically, a little progress bar fills up. Once that progress bar fills up, I'm done doing that part. Let's go back here. Then you hit next. This is the progress bar, by the way. Next, and now it says it needs to calibrate the floor. And the little guy puts the controllers down and moves the headset out of the way. So I try and do the same. So I'm going to move the headset out of the way. Yeah. Like that. And then I leave those guys where they are. And over here, I just hit calibrate floor. A little progress bar goes by. And it's done the calibration. So now we hit next. Now it actually asks for me to measure my room. This part's pretty cool. We're going to say next, and it gives me a map of the room. And all you see is the two controllers right there, the two lighthouses, and the headset I put over on the side where the chair is. It's basically asking me to trace the route. So follow me. Grab one of the controllers. So I have it in my hand, and if you look over on the screen again, you can see as I move it, it's moving that controller. And the way you begin, so look at me again, here, is you literally press and hold the trigger and you begin marking your perimeter. So I'm going to do that right about here. Press and hold it. And as I go across, I can feel haptic feedback coming through the controller into my hand, which lets me know it's actually doing something. And if you look on the screen, you can actually see as I move, it draws a line along the perimeter. So look over back to me. And so essentially all I'm doing is I'm trying to draw out the maximum size area I can play in all the way around the perimeter of my room. And it's awesome. It feels like something's like I'm pulling cord or stretching a string or something. So go like that, and if you look back at the screen, go closer, go closer. Right? So I let go, and basically it forms a shape, and then what I do is I hit next, so come closer. When I hit next, it then calculates the best rectangular area that I can play in. And there it is there. So it basically says set your play area. You can go in and edit and you can move it around and stuff, but essentially that is my box, which ended up being 3.9 meters by 2.1 meters, which is an awesome area. They say minimum 2 by 2 meters if I'm not mistaken. So I'm going to hit next, and I'm done. It's all finished. And if you look over to this side, everything is ready. So now the headset, the controllers are all ready, my play space is ready, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to figure out how to start recording some stuff off the Vive and bring you back, and I'll set up the camera on a tripod and then set them aside side by side on screen so you can see what I'm seeing in the world and what you're seeing me do in the room. We're going to be doing that probably tomorrow because tonight is pretty late. So that's the next scene you're going to see, and that'll be the end of the quick update. See you in a bit, guys.
Okay, guys, welcome back. Wow, yeah, so it's been a few days. I skipped one whole day because I had some pretty bad back pain. I don't know what the heck it was, but still hurting a little bit, but a lot better now. So you should be able to see that I am in my desktop world, and this desktop world is a scene out of Minecraft, which is freaking awesome because I feel like I'm on a platform raised well above the ground, and I can see this whole vista all the way around, which is amazing. So the two lighthouses, I can see them in this world. You can see one over there, and you can see one over there. They're in opposite corners. The lighthouses don't show up in all games, but some games do allow them to show, or at least from what I've seen so far. There's a really cool feature that you can set up in the settings. It's not there by default on the Vive, but if you press the bottom button, which is this one where the little LED light is, double tap it once you set it up, you can get kind of like a Tron view of the real world, the room. You still get the chaperone lines come up, so these chaperone lines basically tell me when I'm about to hit the real world. Now, I redid the room scale settings for the boundaries of it, and here we're like right on it. As soon as I get to the grid, I'm pretty much on the wall. I don't know if the camera's catching the entire angle, so I'm going to try and stick into the middle, but it's a great way to go back and put on a headset if you want to put on a headset, and you just pick it up off the table, and you can do it without having to take off the visor. And when I say headset, I mean the audio, so my headphones. So I did try using this without my glasses for a couple of hours, and then the next day I had a wicked headache. So no glasses is a no-go. Glasses is a no-go because you could potentially scratch lenses. So what I've done right now is I am wearing my glasses, but I have the actual visor pulled out as far as it can, so there's very little chance that they will touch. But it takes away from the immersive experience. What you want is you want this visor to be in as much as you can so that you're right in the action. So I'm currently looking into getting contact lenses. Oh well, I'll do it. I don't care. I'll do it for the experience. So in this world, you can pull up the Steam menu, which I'm not sure if the computer is recording it. I'm trying to capture all the information that I'm seeing in here through the right eye only on the computer. This is my first time doing it, so we'll have to see if it works. The audio, in other words, my voice, the microphone, I'm using two. I'm using the one built in on the camera, and I'm using the one that's built into these headsets. So I want to evaluate which is better and use that one. And here, which is awesome, what is awesome is I can check right away. I can see the time. You see I'm pointing at it. So I know it's 1:45 p.m. I can see I can resume playing the last game I played. I can go into what's called Vive Home. So Vive themselves have a three-dimensional space or a construct in which you can go to load up games and play. But I've tried both, and I like theirs because it looks a lot more refined, nice and sleek. But I like the Steam one because I can access everything Steam. I can even see my friends list and who's online. I can go to the store. I can buy stuff without ever having to get out of here. And the Minecraft world that you see around me, I can load that up with any preferences I want. If I go down to settings, I can load up different worlds. So here's the customizations. There's your chaperone. You can change your chaperone line colors. You can change your intensity of those lines to try and not take you out of the game if you're in the middle of a game and you're so absorbed in it. You can change the type of chaperone, so you can see there are squares now, and it's pretty dim. I can go to advanced. Advanced is basically one line on the bottom, top, middle, and top. And I can even go developer mode, which takes them out completely but leaves a line only on the ground. This is a dangerous mode. I've tried it, and it will actually, you will knock into walls and stuff like that. And you can see right now, I leave it on intermediate. I think it's the least intrusive, kind of dim down the lines, and should be able to use it. And that's under the settings. I can turn off the system here. I can even go into room view, which is what I showed you by double tapping the buttons. And now let's go back to Steam. I go to my library and I can isolate VR games, and here's pretty much all the games that I have. And I played a few of these. Waltz of the Wizard is probably my favorite kind of tech demo. It's not really a game. I still haven't had a chance to try Tilt Brush. There's a few games here I haven't had a chance to try. I like this Hot Dogs and Horseshoes and Hand Grenades. It's great realistic weaponry. In fact, I think we're going to go in there. The lab has some really cool stuff. Actually, the ones I have a lot of fun with is Waltz of the Wizard, but you can only do so much in there. Horseshoes and Hot Dogs, kind of the same thing. And then Lab, these are all like tech demos. The Horseshoes and Hot Dogs is the only one I bought. There's a few games here, like Space Trainers, like so much fun. I'm saving, I think, the best for last, which is this one, and I have not tried Descent. So this one was fucking scary. It sold me. I'm going to buy the game when it comes out because that's just a demo. But let's go into Horseshoes and Hand Grenades. And like I said, I don't know if this is recording properly, but should be good. So here we are. We have a panel in front of us, and we can pick what we want. We can go to the indoor range, which is, I think, usually the one I go to. Actually, the Gymnasium is so much fun. It's, I think, my favorite out of all of these. Yeah, let's go to Gymnasium. So this is my first attempt recording, and this is freaky. Let me, see, I can still pull up the menu for Steam in the middle of my gaming, which is cool. But here you can see that I'm in what looks like a gymnasium, but it's made for guns. You'll see over there that there's a yellow button. You're supposed to hit all the yellow buttons you can find. You're supposed to shoot all the cubes you can find. Warning. Make sure play area is clear. Yes, I can still hit the ceiling. Right there, I'm hitting the ceiling. So I only have so much limit. This is the gun we get. This is the ammo we get. So we're going to pick up the gun. There's the gun in my hand. We're going to pick up ammo, and we're going to load up the gun. Get it ready, and then we're going to holster it. I don't know if you can see this. Right there. And then we're going to holster the ammo for usage later. No, right there. Good. So now we hit the green button and start. Now you're timed. Way up there, there's a timer. And let me grab my gun. And basically you want to teleport to different areas. You can walk in certain areas. So I teleported, as you saw. And now I'm going to walk, but chaperone, there's a wall right there. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go back to the other chaperone right here. And I'm going to teleport beyond it. And I should have a blue guy here. shot it. And this is cool. Actually, let me holster my gun. You can actually lift yourself by grabbing these handles. Is there another one? And kind of going up like this. And I'm not on the ground anymore. The only thing with this is it's very easy to get sick. Very easy. Okay, good. Guns there. The other thing that kind of sucks is oh my god. Okay, it's in there. Is you can go through stuff. So I'm kind of hanging in the air with one arm, and I can move right through. My legs are going right through the panel beneath me. I'm going to teleport back down to the ground so it feels a little more secure. Get the gun back in my hand, and we're going to walk around. Nothing there. Now, the game does keep track, so watch. If my head goes through this red thing, there's a buzzer sound. It's kind of cool. Miss. Oh, that's 3 misses. 4 misses. A better angle. Oh, I'm out. So you eject, grab another one, reload, good to go. Oh, come on. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna put the gun away. Oh no, I dropped it. So you can bend over and pick it up, or you can do what I just did. You use a little method to kind of like pull it back up. Like there's a way to retrieve items. There we go. And we're going to teleport a little forward. Now, remember, I was supposed to hit those buttons, so I didn't do that. What was that? Oh, damn it. Where was that button? It was right here. So you get the idea. It's pretty cool. Oh, yeah, head went in, I know. It's pretty cool. So here, I'm going to start doing this. There's more way up there. Alright, so I think you guys have seen enough of this. You get the idea, the general idea, and this is so amazing. This is so much fun because you try and compete with yourself doing it faster and get all of them. I don't even know which way the camera is. Let's go to world mode. There's the camera there. Yeah. So I'm gonna get out of this. Which I can't remember how to get out of this. Okay, we can exit this way. So I just exited out of the game completely. And what I'm in is back into my starting world or my desktop, and as you can see, I have the, I can pull up the Steam menu. One of the things I forgot to show you was it's got a cool feature where you can do picture-in-picture, and it shows you what's coming from the camera, and it's kind of attached to your right hand. So if I move both together, I can actually see where things are. So I can go this way towards right through the menu, and Chaperone's now telling me that I'm close. There's the camera. Hi, guys. Hope I have enough recording space on that card. So let's pull up the menu. Let's go back. I'll show you one more, and then we'll end it there. We'll do Waltz of the Wizard. There we go. Playing VR. I've already played a couple hours in it, fiddling around. Make sure my glasses are all the way back so I don't scratch these lenses. This is one of the first games where I've seen them implement the hands in the game instead of your controllers. So here, look at this. There's the door. It's fucking awesome. We just put our hand here or in. And now it's going to put us into the tower. Into the tower. Come on. Yeah, it does that sometimes. World, and it calibrates it to the right amount, but I could be wrong. So let's try that again. It's a little better. It's a little better. I can tell it's a little lower, but it's not perfect. But it doesn't matter. This is the wizard's castle, and you can do all kinds of stuff. There's no, game. This guy here with the skull, he talks to you. He tells you what to do. You're supposed to basically use these potions right here to make, these ingredients, put them in the cauldron and make potions, and you make these new spells through them. Then you got this guy, which allows you to do stuff like this. And it's a game of discovery. There you go. It's a game of discovery. You can just play around. There's no real, anything specific to do. You can draw with the chalk, which is amazing. These guys, I discovered this recently. See that? There are notes. If you follow those notes right here, you'll basically open a portal, which is kind of freaky. It's actually very freaky. There's a trumpet. Check this out. This is cool. Oh. And if you throw stuff at the... Oh, I missed. If you throw stuff at the knight, dang it. Try one last time. There you go. He catches it, throws it back. And I didn't catch it. So you can play catch with them. And you can do all kinds of cool little weird things. Like you can grab this, shoot. There you go. And that guy's going to explode. He flies around. Oh, there you go. It's really cool. Shoot this. Some cool stuff. There's that. There's all kinds of stuff to discover. It's probably one of the most fun things. And every time I come in, I discover something new, a little different. Now, you're looking at this going, yeah, so what? Big deal. But this is in depth. This is in 3D with my hands. Oh, yes! Let's do this. Let's go giant. We're going giant. And now we're a giant.
Don't accept that size is fixed. On this they are reliant. But once this...
He was talking. This little guy right here. He's going to disappear from there and come right back here in a few seconds. But now as a giant, the first time I did this, I was like, oh my god, I'm going to fall over. Oh my god, I'm going to fall over. Now I'm used to it. So here, as a giant, I can go forward to all these things that are on the shelf and pick them up and grab and do whatever I want. I wonder if these are other ingredients that I can use. Let's put them down here. I don't know if they are. We'll try them later. And then see this rift that you see in front of me? If I touch this, I'm back to normal. I wonder. No, you can't. Yeah, no, don't worry.
I not put a rejection spell on this pot.
Look, there's a guy right there.
Would have exploded
Got him.
it.
So you get the idea. This is three-dimensional, real world. This is like incredible. There's no way to explain it. Watching my video, you will not understand or appreciate the fullness of this. It is incredible. You could spend a couple of hours in here just totally lost and oblivious to the real world. I wouldn't even know if somebody were standing right next to me in the real world. I can close my hands. I wish I could do the finger. Anyways, that's it, guys. I'm going to get out of this. Exit. And close that. And we'll go back to the Tron view so I can see where the camera is. Camera's right over there. Hello, guys. Hey! So, I hope you guys enjoyed this. The setup. The actual first run, well, not first run, I've been playing with it before, but the first run that I'm showing you guys, my first attempt at recording both with the camera and the computer, and I will see you again later. I'm going to spend some time in Minecraft. You know, there is a mod to play Minecraft in this. I can't wait. I can't wait till it's actually properly supported. That'll be amazing. Well, thank you. The camera's that way. I was like, where is it? Thank you for watching, guys, and I really appreciate it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Bye for now.